Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. Today, we will evaluate two documents and discuss two documents that were entered on May 17th, 2023. The first is a motion to seal the names of the witnesses who appeared before the grand jury, and the second is an order on that motion. Both, again, were filed the same day, May 17th, 2023. This is one day after the indictment that we discussed in a prior episode against Mr. Kohberger was entered based on those grand jury proceedings. But now we're talking about not the grand jurors themselves, but the witnesses who appeared before the grand jury. This is what this motion is about. And in support of the relief that he's seeking, the prosecutor states to the court, he submits that he is aware of multiple complaints of harassment, intimidating behavior that has included threats that witnesses, potential witnesses, prospective witnesses to this case have previously received. And it's not just them, it's their family members and their associates. And this harassment, according to Mr. Thompson, has occurred both in person and via social media. The reports of harassment, as he states here, have included threats as well as what appears to be intimidation. He gives no details about any of this, but he states that given this and the broad publicity surrounding these proceedings, the state respectfully submits that releasing the names of the witnesses who appeared before the grand jury would invite additional harassment, intimidation, and possible threats, and would also undermine not only the integrity of this case, but the parties' respective and prospective rights to a fair trial with an impartial jury. And the next page of this motion states that Mr. Thompson spoke with the defense about this motion and that the defense has no objection to it, with the caveat being that both sides, the defense as well as the prosecutor, would receive a list of those names, of the names of the people that appeared before the grand jury. So what he's saying here, Judge, we want these names under seal so that the public doesn't know who these witnesses were, but the defense and prosecution will be receiving a list of who they are. So Judge, in looking at this and receiving this motion, now has to make a decision. He has been told what the good cause is, the concern that the prosecutor has, that given what has happened before and the immense publicity this case has had, which we cannot take any issue with. Case has received not only local, but national and even international publicity of a massive quantity. He's asking that the court enter an order sealing the names of the grand jury witnesses. So he's receiving this. He knows now that Ms. Taylor has no objection on behalf of the defense. Mr. Thompson could not make that representation without it being the truth, because he has a duty of candor to the tribunal. And if Ms. Taylor or defense didn't agree to this, that there was no objection, he would be in trouble. So he did speak with Ms. Taylor. He says here, there's no objection. The judge, seeing this, has now entered an order granting this relief, and therefore the names of the witnesses to the grand jury proceeding are now redacted as of the date of the entry of that order, May 17th, 2023. This will conclude this episode of this continuing series. My name is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.